What is good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Get into another reaction. We are getting into the new episode of Dr. Stone, episode 6 of season 3. Off the last episode, we have officially set sail on the ship Science Vessel Perseus. They got it done within a year, which is pretty fast considering how much they had to do and work on it, how much they had to make and whatnot, and all the other stuff that they improved while they were making it and working towards their goal of making the ship. So a lot of progress done all in all, and that's why I love the pacing of the shows, because you're not sitting there. You know, this whole season could be focused on that 1 year of building a ship, you know what I'm saying, if they wanted to do it like that. But the pacing is really fast, so you don't have to be there for all that, you know, tedious work of building the ship, and we're getting on the ship and going to explore new things. And just like I thought last episode, I'm curious if there's going to be, you know, are we going straight to the other side of the world, other side of the world, or are we going to, you know, stop by some places and maybe find some new things that are only local to that area, or this and that, such and such. And sure enough, Senku's like, yep, nope, our first destination, we're going to this island where basically the ship landed, the spaceship, from his dad's crew. And that's what, you know, they're the last survivors since the petrification beam, like the last actual survivors that lived a normal lifespan and died about probably 3,600 years ago, before they even woke up, because they went into space, so they weren't affected by the petrification beam. And that's kind of what started the whole primitives, you know, Kohaku, I think that's her name, and all of them. Yeah, it's like how that kind of started. And so that's really interesting. And he said that they're going there to get some sort of material. I think he said god tier material or something. And I'm very curious as to what that is. I have a feeling it has something to do with the spaceship. There might be still, like, you know, remnants of some sort of material in the spaceship that you couldn't really, that like would be like a huge head start instead of, you know, having to work your way up to that. So I'm curious to see what that is and see how fast we actually get to this island, or if we're going to spend some time on a ship traveling there. But if I had to guess, seeing how the pacing's going so far, I would assume that we kind of, you know, jump from place to place and don't actually spend all that much time on the ship, because, like, what else is there to really do on the ship, you know what I'm saying, besides talk and whatnot and just go over things on what we're about to accomplish or where we're about to go. So I'm very excited to see where this goes and, you know, enjoy this journey. You know, they're entering their One Piece era, bro. They're going pirating, bro. And they're entering the Grand fucking Line. So this is going to be really fun, and I'm excited to get into it. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. If you guys enjoy it, please leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you know when the next one's dropping. Let's get into it. Episode 6, Season 3, Dr. Stone. That shit looked good. That looked good. I mean, they made like a nice ass ship, bro. It's got metal at the bottom and whatnot. It's got an actual engine and shit. And the rest of it's made of wood. Pretty advanced ship, but it's still like a traditional ship. Oh, so this god tier item that they're about to go get. Unlimited supply of revival fluid? Yo, one of those guys in the crew, he looks just smack like Kaseki, bro. Just actually tall. I wonder what this item is. Because if they get that, you know, Senku's making it sound like, alright, I bet we can save humanity now. Like all of them. It's worth the weight in gold? Wow, okay. Gas ass opening, I love that shit. Treasure box. Alright, baby, like I said, we're going into the Grand Line, bro. We're treasure hunting, baby. 3,700 years ago. Several years. Oh, we're getting a little peek at Senku's dad. That guy, he looks smack like Kaseki. Oh wow, so he actually planned ahead of this. Seeing him old? Wow. Well, it's been here for a minute, and it's literally on the shore, ready for them to unlock. Wow, that's cool as fuck, bro. So he knew his dad very well. He knew he was gonna leave him like clues and even within the stories, it keeps on passing down over generation over generation. So that's why he specifically asked, like, tell me all of it.
天空パパの残したそういう知恵袋で石神村は生き延びれたのね。何千年も。
She's already on 8.
宝石の物語だけは欲しいな。もしかしたらいつの日か石に興味持って集めといてくれるやつが現れるかもしれない。
That sounds like Chrome.
村人ほぼ全員石の名前じゃねえか。
琥珀。それは太陽の色に輝く透明な宝石。
金。
同じく太陽の色に輝く砂。
Oh, so that's what gave him the clue that there's a treasure box waiting for him.
プラチナ、金より珍しいウルトラレア鉱石だがな。つまり石化復活液無限生産マシーンの爆弾だ。何？一かけらで？本当に神アイテムじゃないか、プラチナ。
Yeah, that changes everything. They're gonna be able to start reviving people left and right, just popping them out, bro. Like, yo, let's go. We're bringing civilization back to life.
都合よく一かけらでも入ってりゃな。人間の脳が群れでお互いに覚えられる人数は150人。
Wow.
グループが機能できる上限人数ね、これ。今の俺ら科学王国は総勢何人でしょう。
I don't fucking know. Like what? Like it's probably that number.
ってことは足してだいたい
150人。
Yeah.
ピンポーン。
プラチナ。白金や白金ともいい。月の色に輝く砂。宝箱に眠る。
All of it's sleeping in the treasure box. This is how they pass down this story. Through their names and whatnot, too. A fucking spaceship, bro.
ってことは宇宙船の宝箱を探し出せば人類全員救えるんじゃないか。
I don't even know if you're gonna have to dig it up. From the looks of it, it was literally just sitting on the coast, like it's just on the beach. As soon as you'll see it before you even like have to stop the ship. Okay, who the fuck is this on the ship, bro? This guy does not look familiar. Why the fuck is he here?
千空ちゃん、千空ちゃん。
てめえは誰だ？なんでだ、マジで名前出てこねえ。俺は本当は石神村の人間じゃない。おお、てめえはどこから？幼い頃一人生きて浜辺に流れ着いたのを不憫に思った村人。
Wow, really?
つまり俺の里親が自分のことを嘘をついて育てたんだ。俺の本当の名はソユーズ。
Soyuz?
ってさっきの宇宙船の宝箱と同じ名前じゃねえか。宝箱ソユーズのありかに。
He's from there?
宝島は今無人島じゃねえ。
Oh, so this okay, so people are here at this place. I was actually curious of that, like, okay, his dad and the ones that survived and they started creating generations of people and whatnot, you know, reproducing. How did they get over to Ishigami Village? And then also, why would they just completely leave this place if they were already on an island?
その子孫が宝島に代々生きる民となったわけですね。
Yeah, I figured as much.
百物語に残された宗師様のご意志は。
あだどっかで勝負かけて根性で日本まで渡りきった。
Oh, okay, so that's how they got across.
それが俺ら石神村のご先祖か。もちろん全員総出で特攻するバカはいねえ。
What are you doing, Missy?
当然島に残った連中も
Look at her. She's just like, what? What are you looking at? I'm playing with my ball.
今の宝島の住民。俺の故郷ホワイマンなんじゃねえのか。その宝島の連中が。
確かに人がいるなら辻褄は合うけど。
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that's kind of sus, bro.
なぜこんな重要な情報を黙っていたのだ。
I mean, it's been thousands of years, bro.
そんな科学力があったら孤島に引きこもったままのはずがないだろう。水平線の彼方に何があるのか。
Well, this is very interesting. Like, now it's building up this anticipation to actually see this place and who's here, because it's the descendants of the astronauts, and they've been alive and passing down generation for thousands of years. And one of those generations got to Japan, which is Ichigami Village. That's just one. What does the island look like? How much more has it been developed?
じゃあもうとっくに科学王国の仲間じゃない。ソユズちゃんも。
Amazing, beautiful. From a character that we had no idea who it was, and they didn't either. I mean, yeah, you're trying to row on like a regular ass boat, bro. This is a ship, dog. Do you even realize how fast y'all are moving right now?
先祖たちが決死の覚悟で旅したであろうこの海を一瞬で。
見たいわしらの作った風。
どうしてもというならな。アホほどあんぞ科学の仕込みが。
ウキウキでチューンアップしたマシンのこだわりを見てほしくて。
They gotta show off their hard work, baby. The fuck?
逃れられんぞ終わるまで。しょっちゅうだったから。千空くんのロケット5時間解説とか。まさかの大ベテラン。
Okay, now we're gonna see the inside of the ship and how it all works together and whatnot.
船の窓って万が一の事故のためにギリギリ人が通れるサイズなんだよ。
何？こんな小さな。
Like how it's showing us like it's kind of like a side scroll game.
大樹ちゃんは。
ポリク語でも好きに動ける。
Nice. They're not used to traveling on a ship.
なんだいだらしないね。
酔い止めならスコポラミンとかその辺で自律神経に抑制かけんのが手っ取り早い。
He's actually gonna make a little bit of medicine now.
おお、これがすごい薬の花なのか。
いや、すげえ毒の花。
何？
触んじゃねえぞ。
He feels amazing! Oh my god!
ストーンワールドに科学の医務室付きだ。
So I was actually pretty wrong about. Well, it'll probably pick up soon, but we're getting this episode is mainly centered around seeing what the ship's like, our plan of action, what we're about to set forth and do, going to this island, what we're looking for, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here we go. First storm on the sea. I mean, on a ship like this, like, yeah, as long as you know what you're doing, you're chilling. Okay, alright, we have the opportunity to get the upper hand. Everybody doing their thing. We all got our positions and shit. I'll fuck with this. He's seeing his homeland again for the first time. There it is. Damn, they're not gonna land though. The episode's gonna end before that, bro. We're gonna have to wait till next. God damn it, it's gonna end right here. Yep, fucking A, bro. I wanted to just get there. See, that's what I was thinking, is that the pacing was gonna be pretty quick, where we're not gonna be on the sea most of the time. But this is the one episode that they're probably gonna do that, because they did all the explaining of the ship and what's in it and all that shit and all, you know, plan of action, what we're gonna do, where we're headed, you know what I'm saying, what we're looking for. Like, that was basically all of this episode, but really good nonetheless. I enjoyed it. Alrighty, guys, what another amazing episode of Dr. Stone. That was amazing, really good to see. A little bit more of a different direction than I thought we were going, because with how the pacing is usually pretty fast in the show. I mean, it still is fast. Like, we're already approaching the island because this ship is pretty advanced for the time that they're in, at least in the progress of their re-civilization. And so they are approaching the island pretty fast, but I thought it was just going to be like, I thought we were going to get into it right away where it just kind of jumps really quickly. Like, we're already like the start of the episode or halfway through the episode we would be approaching. But instead, this episode was more centered around their plan of action, talking about what's going, like where they're headed to and what they're looking for. And this is where Senku learned all of this information from Ruri, I think her name is. I think it's Kohaku's sister or whatever. She's the one that's like kind of sick. She had like pneumonia or whatever. And it took a lot of people out of the Ishigami village, I think, early on. But like Senku, thank God for him, because he's the science king. And he, has developed medicine in different ways of getting through things. And pneumonia is a pretty simple one, I think. You know what I'm saying? But to a primitive village, like, that's pretty detrimental because they don't know any better. But anyways, he learns the stories from her, or hears the stories from her, and that's stories that his father made to pass down over generation by generation. And it's not super complicated. It's got like some depth to it, and some of the names are like names after ores that are given to certain people within the village, and then also probably the descendants of this place where we're headed to. Which is the island that he's from, and that's where the spaceship is, and that's where this treasure box that they created is. So throughout his whole life, they, reproduced, started making more people, generation by generation, keeps on moving on. He one day gets old, but while he lived his life, they continued to reproduce, and he also continued to create these stories so it would be passed down generation by generation. And then also filling this spaceship, since it's been thousands of years, but that spaceship will last. Like, the metal that it's made with, like, it's not going anywhere. So he filled all that stuff with a bunch of different ore and all kinds of other materials that will probably be very helpful to them, instead of trying to find it themselves, which could take who knows how long. Like, you just got to get lucky in some cases, like especially for platinum, according to Senku, is very, very rare. And that's the one ingredient, that's the god tier material that they're talking about that they could use, which will use it, they'll use it as like a conduit or whatever. I don't know how it's going to be made yet, but it's going to make some sort of machine where they can continuously make revival fluid, nitric acid, and then that way they can revive all of humanity as much as they want, and really start moving things along with that, you know what I'm saying? Because beforehand they've been kind of limiting themselves with how much people they can handle, and that's where they've kept it at this limit so far with 150 people, because once it gets more than that, it's hard for anybody to really remember more people than that. Like 150 is like a good, like, okay, I can remember most of the people fucking here. But once it gets more than that, and then also having control over those people, or having some sort of organization throughout that group of people, once it gets more than that, it's really hard to have any sort of constructive, organized way of thinking between all of those people and being all on the same page. Like, think about like a concert or a festival, you know what I'm saying? With that many people there, it's definitely more than 150. It's sometimes thousands of people. I mean, like festivals and whatnot, like Rolling Loud, fucking Coachella, fucking all sorts of festivals. Like, there's a shit ton of people, and you can't, like, you have to have some sort of organization to that, and to make it enjoyable and also safe. But things can really get out of fucking control if you don't handle it the right way, especially if you start pissing the people off, or they feel like they didn't get their money's worth or something like that. Like, shit can go south real quick, pretty much like Woodstock 99. That shit was fucking crazy. Amazing performances from the bands and artists that went there. Some of my favorites, obviously, like fucking Korn, Blind, fucking amazing, sick, like absolutely insane, like crowd work. The fucking crowd was jumping up and down. It looked like a wave. Like, it looked amazing, like fun as fuck, right? But nah, there was a lot of fucked up shit that happened at that festival. There's a documentary on HBO, and it kind of goes in depth on like how quickly you can lose control of a group that big, and also just like what can happen within that amount of people. So yeah, that's very interesting, and that's what kind of reminded me whenever Gen said that, I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? More than 150 people, it's hard to fucking have any sort of organization throughout that. Like, you got to be very on top of your shit, or have multiple people that are in check of all of those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard. But nonetheless, they got done explaining that's what they're going there for. And then this guy that they realized, like, you know, someone wanted to talk to him, or Senku, he wanted to talk to Senku. He talks to Gen first, and Senku's like, who the hell are you? And that's like what the audience is thinking too, is like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, we haven't seen him before. Like, who is this? And that's like kind of how they got this story for him, and where he is a descendant of the island that they're trying to head to, and he was a part of that group as a baby that actually made it across the sea to Japan. And, you know, I guess he was left alone, or he was the only one that made it, surprisingly, on the boat. I don't fucking know, but he said that he was left on the beach, and you know, one of the villagers was a woman, felt sorry for the kid. I mean, it's a baby. Like, what are you gonna do? Just leave it there? And so that's the, you know, that mother, or that woman, adopted him. That was his adopted mother, and, you know, kind of kept him, didn't release his real name because of it being kind of obvious that he's not from this village with that name. But his name is actually Soyuz, which is the name after the spaceship. So it's like, oh, okay, this is all kind of starting to connect. And that gave him the clue that this place that they're headed to probably is actually inhabited. You know what I'm saying? There's probably people here, and it very well could be where Y-Man is too, which is another thing that they started thinking about. That's pretty much all this episode was basically just like they're brainstorming and what could possibly happen, what could possibly be on this island, who's there, what's there, and their plan of action. And so after that, we kind of got like a tour around the boat. They got a lab, they got, you know, common areas where they could sleep, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that you really need on a ship when you're traveling long distances over the sea. And so right at the end of the episode, a storm starts coming in. This is the first time they're experiencing a storm. But obviously, Rusu, he knows what he's doing. Like, we're chilling. And then they see the island. Like, it's in sight. So I knew, like, by the way the music was going and the soundtrack, I was like, God damn it, they're going to fucking end it right before. Like, we see it in sight, but we're not going to land this episode. So, of course, like, I fucking noticed that right off the bat. But it's all good. I'm excited for next episode to see them actually get here. And hopefully, you know, these people on this island are friendly. Because really, they're the same people. Like, they're the same. They're from the same descendants. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all related in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited to see how they connect, and what else, honestly, what else has been changed on this island, or how much they've made progress on this island, because this is like truly from the descendants of Senku's father and those astronauts who are also scientists, and how much they taught and passed down to them. This island might be a little bit more developed than we think, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what it actually looks like and how much they know, unless they like lost it all, not lost it all, or just like, I don't know, didn't keep up with it, you know what I'm saying, and just found their own way of life, kind of like Ishigami Village. And maybe they're also shocked by some of the things that Senku and them have made, and I mean, shit, the ship in general. I mean, when the fuck is the last time, or when is they've never probably seen a ship that fucking big. So it's gonna be exciting, and as Senku says, very exhilarating. So I'm excited for next episode. But that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If y'all did, please leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe for new. Hit that notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.